everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're jumping back into the motorbike project. We are going to hopefully get the engine mounts ready for the engine and get them all looking really nice. I have done a few little bits and pieces, but I wasn't quite happy with the take, so I've redone it, and this is where we are. So over here at the engine we have added this bar in. So from last episode it was just chopped off. I think it was chopped off about here. I've had to raise it a little bit to get the angles and everything that I wanted. And so now it has a nice swoop in it and comes down and like follows the engine a little bit, which is nice. And then I made this bracket. So this bit slides over the main bar, and then it has a little T piece that goes in here and connects with this big fat thick bar. Sorry, big fat thick plate in here, and then a big long bolt goes through the whole engine. So this side over here, so kind of in the wrong spot, but that side has a little bit of a chunk missing out in this corner, which I can't really fix. I'm thinking maybe I might be able to JB weld it or something else like that, but I think for now it might just be easier to leave it how it is, and then if you guys got any ideas or anything else like that, I'll try it out. But I can't really weld it because I don't really want all that heat going through the engine, so I'm going to leave it for now. But now we can jump on with the rest of the episode. I had to redo this because I stuffed up the filming, as I said, but now we're going to jump into the back half of the bike, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. I have now chopped that bar out, got plenty of room for the carbs in here now, and so I've marked a little bit on this part, but then I'll show you around the other side. We have this all set out. I have marked it on the piece where I've cut it out, just across there, and flatten that off, and I think we just give it a really nice shape for the engine, and then the bar can go up through the middle of the carbs. So now back to more cutting, and hopefully we should be able to weld a plate in. Okay, cut has been made. Well, several. I cleaned up the top bit a little bit more because as I cut it down here, and then I chopped it back up the top. Down the bottom here, I tried to keep it like, trying to get it like that. Trying to make it like more motor following shape. I felt like if I had it a bit high, it'd kind of be a little bit funny looking. So I've chopped it down here. I've now made up a little plate they're going to put around this bit, which will tighten all this together, keep all that nice and solid. And then I got the tube that'll go from here all the way up to here, and I'm going to weld it in onto this main frame piece here, which should give me all the strength that I've just taken out by cutting these ones off. And then once I get all the engine out and we start cleaning stuff up, I'll linish this all back, or sand it all, grind it back, and then cap it off and smooth it out so it looks nice and follows the lines. Now I'm going to finish cutting this plate up, mock it up. I got it down there. I partially cut it and ran out of grinder blades. So I raced to the shops, grabbed some of them. I'm going to finish cutting that up, mock it up here, and then see if that tube, I can get that tube in there nicely and see how it fits. One other thing I need to buy for this is new rubbers. These are bloody tough. Get in there. These ones are all buggered. It's alright. New ones. Oh. There we go. Jesus. But yeah, I need to get new ones of those, and I'm going to get some carby kits for the carbies so I can clean them up too. But yeah, that's in there. And then this. I had a better bar.
A few inches later.
Oh, that looks so good. I'm so happy with that. It came out pretty good. I tacked it up there, as you've seen, and then moved around a little bit, and it pulled this tack and popped it up. So there's a little bit of a gap in here, which is why I tacked it here. I didn't really want to tack it there, but once all the engines and everything out, I'll linish it all up and clean it, and then TIG nicely around that edge, and so it should look pretty good. It's nice and solid. So I tacked underneath on both those inner pieces, and then this side and the other side of this tube, and then both sides up the top, and it looks awesome. I think with the way the bike is and everything else, and with the carbies in there, it looks pretty tough, I think. I don't know what style I'm going for. I'm kind of just winging it a little bit. I kind of have some idea where I'm going, but we'll see what happens when I get there. That bit, yeah, just zipped it in. As you can tell, looking pretty good. I'm now going to jump onto the back. I'm going to start chopping the stuff off the back that I'm not going to use. I want to make these again, but I want to hang them a little bit differently, more older style, where they'd be sitting parallel with the with how the bike is going to sit and stuff like that. So they're going to go. Blinkers and stuff are going to go. I'm thinking I'm going to keep these just because I like them big and chunky and they're kind of cool looking. But yeah, the helmet lock and seat, helmet and seat lock, I'll get rid of that, and anything else I'm just going to pull it off and get rid of it. Okay, cleaned up, much better I reckon. It just, I don't know, I'll give you a side view and I'll zoom around here in a second. But I don't know, just getting that rubbish out of the way I think just works well, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten it off from about here and bring it round and loop it around, bit old school style. I think if I went straight across it would just be too low. Work that out when we get a new seat. Other stuff that has come in is a big parcel for me. Hopefully you didn't see the address. Oh, just heaps of random stuff, so I'll bring it over to you. So I just got some like spark plug pieces, bits connect to the coil, condenser, some rubber bits, some fork seals, some clutch and accelerator cable, a full gasket kit, a new cog and what do they call it? Little mounting plate goes on here. So, plenty of good stuff there. But one thing I think you guys would have seen in an earlier episode, late near the end, I had it sitting up there and I didn't really explain it because I wasn't ready to show it off yet. But I went out onto the eBays and I bought myself a new petrol tank. So, let me open it up. And this is what I went with. So, just a nice, clean, brand new tank. Older style looking again, because that's what I'm trying to do with the bike, and it doesn't fit the best. I think just in here is a bit small, just the gap in between here, but I've had a look at a few bits and pieces and I think I should be able to sort it. So, ow, it's spiky. Sitting that up in about that area, I think. Let's pull you around this way. As you can see, I think it looks pretty good. So it's a nice, I think, period tank for the engine and everything else that I'm going for and the style I'm looking at. I think that tank looks pretty good, and for the style I'm kind of going for, kind of follows the frame. I'm going to chop these pieces off because I'm not going to use them, and then I'll make a nice mounting position. It's pretty close to where the other one is, but I'll have to move it forward or add a little bit to the tank. But it's looking pretty good, I think. Now having chopping all that mess off the back, I think is looking much better. So without it all cluttering it up, and with having that little pannier mounts that were coming off at an angle, I just thought it looked a bit funny. And my plan is to chop it off about here and then bring it out a little bit straighter and then loop around the back, just put a nice loop on it and run it back. And therefore it'll just make the bike look a little bit, I think older is my thoughts, and just to clean up this rear end a little bit. I don't like that mount there. It's not being used anymore anyway because I'm not going to run the little seat lock on there. And so my plan is to, once I have it looped around, is to run some pannier mounts or some bag mounts that sit along but straight, so they hang full angle of the bike, with the bottom piece down here looking pretty straight, and the swing arm, yeah, I know once the swing arm swings up a little bit, it'll be pretty straightish, and so therefore I think carrying it along will look much better than the angle that it was before. My other thought is I'm thinking of either straightening these shocks up a little bit to give me a little bit more ground clearance, because my plan is to take it off-road and to drive it and go camping and all that kind of stuff with it. My plan, that way, if I have those mount bags and all that kind of stuff, I think it's going to look much better. And then having a little bit more angle on the shocks, I think will work really well in giving me a little bit more ground clearance. I'm trying to work it out. If any of you guys have any ideas that maybe I should adjust it or shouldn't adjust it because it's going to throw everything else out, I'm all ears because I really have no idea. But I think that's going to do for this episode. It's all looking really nice. The next item I guess I've got to look for is a seat. And so I've got to now measure up what I'm going to look like, and depending on how far I go back and depending on if this piece is just going to be bare metal or not, the loop around piece, we'll find out. So it's looking pretty good. I'm getting excited. It's now to the fun part. The mounts are done. All the little bits and pieces that hopefully are holding the bike together are done. I just got to weld them up. And we're starting to look like a motorbike again. So please like and subscribe. Hit us up with any questions or thoughts about the shocks. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.